Alright, hello everybody. Today we are going to review Wormwood Apocalypse, which came out last year. And I just kind of happened to be scrolling through YouTube one day and I found this movie and I was like, oh my god, is this the first one in this series or is this the second one? So this one had a few more people in it. Obviously, we had, Luke McKenzie was in the second one too. Was he? Did he just play the other guy in the second one? That's weird. He must have. I'm gonna have to go into the photos now just to look that up and see. Where do I see all? Right. What character did he play in this one? Um. That must be him. Gotta be. Oh yeah, okay. So I guess he did just play his brother in this one. Interesting. He just looked a lot different bald, I suppose, as opposed to in the first one where he had a little bit of hair. Kind of funny how they did that, but they did look very similar. I was kind of wondering actually. So yeah, we have Luke McKenzie playing Rice, and then who played the Colonel? Let me just see. Let me go back into the photos here for a second. Where's the Colonel? I believe this is the Colonel here, right? Okay, so Jake Ryan played the Colonel, and then we obviously had our regular cast come back with some new people. Shante Barnes Cohen played Maxie, and Tasia Zalar played Grace, and Bianca Brady played Brooke again. And then we had Jay Gallagher as Barry, obviously, and then Nicholas Boucher as the Surgeon General. And then I swear to God, the Doctor was. Oh no, Gordon D. Clute played the Doctor in this one. Interesting, because I thought that was supposed to be the guy. The guy in the yellow suit was supposed to be the same guy from the first movie, was he not? I believe so. They just called him the Surgeon General in this one. So maybe he'd upgraded his rank? Interesting. Oh, whoops. Okay. So anyway, in this one, we have some new characters, obviously, Maxie and Grace, as well as the Colonel. I don't remember him being in the first one. And then Rice, obviously, is another new character. So he's going out and capturing all the people that are the blood type that they need to be in order to survive outside of outside of like the confines of a building or without a hazmat suit, so on and so forth. So he's going out and finding all these people for the surgeon, as well as he's bringing containers to the doctor. And then when he finds out what they've been doing, because the drugs he's taking are supposed to be like a wasn't it an antibiotic or something along those lines, something to keep him from turning into a zombie because he's not the right blood type, so he has to keep taking these pills. And it turns out that the pills are actually made from humans. So when he finds that out, he wants to stop taking the pills, obviously, but he slowly starts to die and become a zombie. So he has to end up continuing to take them anyway at the end of the movie. Thank you to Grace that she was able to kind of bring him back around to be able to do that, because that would not be an easy thing to do after you found out that, oh yeah, by the way, you're literally just eating the ground up parts of humans in a pill form in order to keep yourself alive. Kind of crazy. Let me just see. Oh right, she's in the back. Okay. Yeah, I do have them right. I just wanted to make sure about that. So Maxie and Grace, I guess, are Benny's kids from the first movie. So they think that I believe they think that Brooke is the bad guy, so they're kind of going after her. And then it was Grace. Yeah, it was Grace that gets kidnapped and experimented on, and she also becomes a hybrid as well. Maybe not quite as strong as Brooke being able to control the zombies, but she is a hybrid, so she has to take the same sort of stuff as, I guess it's the blood of the, is it the blood of the humans, or, yeah, I think they just drink basically the proper blood type. Oh, they drink the blood to keep them from turning, right? So it must be the blood of humans with the O blood type that they drink in order to stay level-headed. That must have been it. Because I was kind of wondering what they were drinking the entire time. So yeah, the colonel's out there collecting people, and the Surgeon General obviously wants uh, Brooke to come back because he knows that she's the key to everything, or at least he thinks she's the key to everything. But that plan extremely backfires, although he almost does end up killing Brooke because he has control of this, like, mechoid zombie, which kind of reminded me of something from, like, the new Resident Evil game. Like Resident Evil 8, where they're kind of like part zombie, part machine. And it was kind of cool. That fight scene was really cool. And then obviously the Colonel, when he finds out what's actually going on, teaming up with Barry and the crew and taking on the corporations because he realizes that what he's been doing this entire time has been wrong. Because they never really tell him why they need the people, they just tell him that they need them, or tell him that they need him, and he just kind of obliges to the whole situation. And then as the movie progresses, they're never really finding any cure or anything to it, so he kind of starts asking questions, and the Surgeon General has a zombie arm. So I believe it is supposed to be the same guy from the first movie, because he cuts off his arm in the first movie, even though they call him the Doctor in the first movie, then the Surgeon General in the second one, because I guess they had another doctor in this movie, I suppose. So maybe that's why they changed the title of that guy, but I believe he's supposed to be the same guy anyway. And the arm ends up fighting him at certain points. And oh, actually, yes, Brooke or Grace can control the zombies. That is right. So I guess it doesn't matter. Hybrids are able to control the zombies, although she doesn't have nearly as strong powers as Brooke does, if I'm remembering correctly. And she has a harder time controlling herself when she changes. It gets to the point where she almost changes completely, and they end up having to kill her. But I believe Maxie is able to save her in the end. And yeah, it looks like they're going to be teaming up uh, with the Colonel in the second movie, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Brooke and Barry, but they're brother and sister, so who knows where their adventures might take them. And what? Oh yeah, she's able to control like the horde of zombies to kill the doctor's group, and that's when the Colonel finds out about the pills and wants to stop taking them, because he's basically been living out on his own, taking these pills, trying to figure out, yeah, like what could be the possible cure to actually 100% cure people from this apocalypse situation. Because eventually they're going to run out of people to even figure all that out, right? And when he betrays the Colonel, they hang him from the tree by his arms, and slowly but surely, they think he's going to be eaten alive, right? But then Brooke comes to save him by controlling all the zombies and running them off, and yeah, it was just, yeah, this movie was, I think, it was about the same as the first one, kind of like the whole adrenaline thrill ride and so on and so forth with everything, and then the Colonel having like or no, not the Colonel, Rice having, yeah, why do I keep thinking it's the Colonel? It was Rice that's going out collecting the people, not the Colonel. The Colonel was the one that was with the Surgeon General the entire movie, and they were both infected, so they also had to inject themselves, right? and he is on like a timer with his arm or whatever, the Surgeon General. So yeah, but yeah, oh my God, I think I was saying the Colonel the entire time through that review, but it's Rice that was going out and collecting the people for the Colonel, and then Rice is the one that finds out that he's been taking the pills. Good Lord. So he's the one that teams up with Barry and Brooke and all them, because when he betrays the Colonel, right, when Rice betrays the Colonel, you find out, yeah, that he's the one that gets hung from the tree and then has to team up with them, right? Even though he's hesitant at first, but when he brings when he brings Maxie to the facility, the sister of the hybrid, that's when he decides that he's going to change his mind about what's going on and drives the car, like races them down the road, right? And all that happens. Okay. Yeah, now I'm remembering. Oh my God. What a mess my head is. Anyway, this movie is the same as the first one. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I thought it deserved that. Although not a lot of people have watched this, but I mean, I'm really hoping that this movie ends up with a trilogy. That would be super cool. Maybe it's just because I'm super tired right now and I can't think straight. I don't know what's going on. But I know I messed up those names, or at least I think I did. Maybe I had them wrong right the entire time. I don't even know anymore. Anyway, that's my review for this movie. 8 out of 10, same as the first one. Hope there's a third movie in this series for sure. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next review. Bye bye for now.